Hello everyone, and welcome back to Picturebox, Pan, Zoom, Crop, and more. This is part 3. Let's go ahead and continue loading some of the code. This routine here just resets the context menu back to some default settings. This is used when you reset the picture or load in a new image. Next routine sets the zoom check to 100. This is set on startup, just to make, because any picture that comes in is automatically 100% zoomed, so I check that and uncheck the other ones. Alright, we're going to go ahead and grab the load image now. And we'll go through this. The load image tool script strip menu item is going to load in an image of JPEG, bitmap, TIFF, or PNG files, and then I also have a selection in here for all files. That is in conjunction with that open file dialog control that we put out here. And I open up the show dialog window, let the user pick from these options. The settings here, if I have a picture already loaded, I want to dispose of it and reset it, clear it out so that's nothing. That just saves on resources. If I would try and do this and pick image already was nothing, I would get an exception here. So by doing an if not, it only resets this if there is something already loaded. The first time you load something, obviously this is not going to run because pick image is nothing. I'm using file stream here to load the image. The reason I do that is if you load it by file name, the image is kind of locked and you can't do any file manipulation with it unless you close the application. I make a copy of the image, and that's for other features here. That's going to be used for the zoom feature. I also reset the menu. Now that we have a picture loaded, I want to enable a lot of those menu items, and then I set the zoom to 100. Next routine is the reset tool strip menu item. What I do here is I reset a couple of the menu items. I take the pan tool and set it to false. I take the select tool, set it to false. I take the pick cursor, set it to default. And I suppose I could have just run the reset menu routine here, but I didn't. Again, if there's an image, I want to dispose of it and reset it. I go ahead and load the file name again, set the original pick image, do the reset menus, zoom checked, just like in loading. Pretty basic stuff here. Next feature we'll add in here is the crop function. to crop the bitmap, what we're going to do is pass it some values, and then we're going to take the bitmap and create a new image or copy of it. We're going to redraw the cropped image, which is inside the rectangle, which I haven't loaded the features for that. And we're going to clean it up, and then we're going to return bitmap to it. Okay, this section, this function crop bitmap is used by two other subroutines. The first one is the copy selection toolstrip item, and this is if there's a rectangle drawn, we go ahead and make a copy of the old image. Then we create an image variable as another bitmap. We go ahead and crop it according to the rectangles that we drew. Then we copy it to clipboard. And if there was an exception, we just ignore it. The other section that uses the crop bitmap is the print section. And that's this section here. Again, we do the same thing. We get a copy of our image, create a variable as a bitmap. We crop the image, we set it to clipboard, and then we just print the clipboard on whichever the default printer is. Now here you could open up some more print functionality by having the user select the printer he wants to go to. Here I've just got it set to the default printer. Next little subroutine is the print toolstrip menu, and this again is if we have drawn a rectangle, then we're going to go ahead and print that selection inside the rectangle. Now what this print document 1.print does is it actually calls print document 1 print page, which goes ahead and crops the image and then goes ahead and prints it. Next item we're going to add in here is the zoom factor clicked menu feature. What this does is it'll check the menu item that you've selected, and the way it does that is by handling the zoom to tool strip menu item, which is this one here, and then the drop down items are actually these. So for each item in toolstrip menu item, now toolstrip menu item is this, but we're looking at the zoom toolstrip drop down items. And first thing we do is we set them all to false, and then we click the one, or we check the one that has been clicked. So it's that simple, but took me a little while of researching on the internet to find out how to access the drop-down items through this little subroutine. Let's go ahead and add the functionality behind each of the zoom menus. And here you can see each zoom menu strip, zoom 200, 100, 75, 50, and 25, is just going to call a little routine, which I haven't set up yet. So let's go ahead and add in that little subroutine here and get rid of our error. Okay, and it's a pretty basic zoom. If the original, which we set when we first loaded our image, and each time we reset the image, we load original back to the original picture image. If that's nothing, then just exit, because we can't do a zoom on a blank image. So if we pass through this, then we're going to go ahead and create another image of a bitmap using the original, and we're converting the original width times the zoom value, which we passed it, divided by 100. So if the zoom value was 50, 50 over 100 gives us 1/2. So we're going to take the width, divide it by, or multiply it by 1/2, the height, multiply it by 1/2. So actually what we're doing is reducing the picture by 50%. Going to go ahead and get a graphics object based on the new image. We're going to do a little quality control on it to make it look a little better. Then we're going to go ahead and clear out the image that's there, and we're going to reset our image to the new zoomed image. And the next subroutine we're going to add is the rotate tool strip. Again, like I said, there's several ways you can do this. Again, if the picture is nothing, we're going to just skip this. We can't rotate a blank image. Again, dimension a variable as an image and make it equal to the image that's on the screen. Here's the rotate function. The flip type is 90 degrees, and the rotate type is 90 degrees, and flip type is none. So each time we call this, we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Now you could set up a different routine here and have it rotate 90, 180, 270 with just one click, or you could just do it this way. You click it 3 times, you get 270. Click it 4 times, you're back to 0. And then we just go ahead and redisplay the picture.